Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Kharak Cup. This is going to be between Mazrym and PhantomCrash45. Mazrym as the Soban, PhantomCrash as the Khaaneph. Now let me get into battle fight here. I should have had this open already. I want to see, of course, what the context for this is. I'm pretty sure this is a match that decides who moves on to the lower bracket, if I'm not mistaken. Right? But I'll have to check here. So go to round 3. What are the standings? Yeah, so Mazrym in 8th place, PhantomCrash in 9th place. So yeah, that definitely sounds like whoever wins this is going to move on, right? Does to me, because obviously 5th through 8th place is the ones who are going to go down into, or go up into the lower bracket, right? And so these two players being on 8th and 9th, I imagine that after this game is finished, whoever wins this one is going to be, he's going to be set as far as, you know, moving up into the next bracket goes. So that's the context here. Important match then, obviously, and both players definitely want to win it. And Sandscaper Fabrication going to be coming out for PhantomCrash here, but a little bit later. He's gotten a couple of salvagers finished first. Looks like it's going to be pretty early AAVs from Mazrym. Now, like I always say, you know, about playing against Khaaneph, find the base runner, yeah? That's step 1. Well, Mazrym did not launch a probe here, so he's got no idea where this base runner is. It's going to be out into the side here. Now, I just finished playing, like, 5 matches or so with PhantomCrash on auto match, which, by the way, you should all play auto match if you want to. Too bad there's no one else ever there, but you know, if you can set it up. Anyhow, he tried to blast drone rush me, I think, like every single game except for one. So I imagine he's gonna succeed in this if Mazrym is not scouting for it. You can see LAVs getting produced though, so definitely Mazrym has kept that saying to heart: find the base runner. But he's not sending one off into that side of the map. Oh, man, maybe he is. This is really tense. Oh my gosh, if PhantomCrash had been just like half a second sooner, he would have gotten around his opponent there. There's an AAV out. This AAV has to go on this side. Go up there, go up there, go up there. Yes, okay. Because the AAV, of course, has suppression, and you only need to kill one of the blast drones to stop this from killing your eco, too. So if you can slow one of them down that much, you got ALMs out. He just deployed another one just to be safe. I actually like that move a lot. And that's gotta be 2 dead blast drones. Well done, Mazrym, well done. He's gonna keep his eco safe. And AAVs are out. They probably ought to be streaming down towards his opponent's base just right about now. PhantomCrash, meanwhile, is going to go for a second production cruiser and assault ship fabrication. No refinery mode just yet, so that would suggest he wants to push out now with 2 PCs and do some aggression. In which case, getting the blast drone hit probably would have been, you know, really game-ending you. You slow your opponent down and then you pop in there with these guys. But even if not, this is going to be a strong response, especially to an AAV rush. And PhantomCrash actually going for a siege cruiser fabrication right here. That's pretty early. So he's not going to actually be producing any of those assault ships. That's a little bit sad, I think. I'd rather see him go, or I guess he has made some here. But I'd rather see him go for the assault ship rush than switch into siege cruiser fabrication off the back of this. Especially because I don't like the Khaaneph siege cruiser because I feel like it's too strong. But that's not the real reason. The real reason is because I think it's a little bit more exciting if he goes for the assault ship push. And potentially a lot more punishing too. Especially because it almost perfectly counter-strats his opponent. I mean, AAV's are already out on the field, right? Artifact gets denied there. This guy gets promoted to officer. Mr. Sitar. I'll be happy about that one. No other tech choice from Mazrym just yet. He's going to want to get that railgun fabrication. He just doesn't know it, does he? I guess he has actually seen assault ships out from his opponent now. That's true, but we'll see. He does not know that siege cruiser fabrication is on the way, obviously. I like the scouting here. This is something I think I've said about Mazrym before, that if he just scouts, he doesn't need to get the blind AA. Here he is scouting. That's very nice. But I imagine he's going to get AA anyway, just because he sees, you know, the assault ships out there. But maybe seeing 2 production cruisers is prompting him to get railguns instead, which would be very convenient for him because that's what he needs. And that would be a wise call anyway, because normally that means you're going to get a soul chip rushed. In this case, it didn't happen, obviously, but he would have scouted it, so that's really nice to see. Oh, and you know what? Armored Unit Defenses 1 is finished now, so... Yeah, I really wonder what Phantom Crash's plan is at the moment. He's got Siege Cruiser Fabrication finished, not anywhere near enough resources to make one, but he can. Well, I mean, I literally just said he can't, but you know what I'm saying. But yeah, he's going to go straight up to that second. Now, Mazrym still has not made another support cruiser, mind you, or a support cruiser, actually. Even and singular one. And this puts him pretty far behind on my money. Oh, actually, I think he's making one right now. Oh, that's actually really bad timing then, isn't it? Ooh. But he's got, it looks like the, yeah, he's got one of the carrier production upgrades, so he can make railguns while that's on the way. Assault Chips and AV is going to be taking a fight over here, and you can see what a difference that is that he's got that armor on, like I was talking about in the last game. This guy now probably can be microed away to keep him alive. The smokes are really good ideas. I don't think they hit properly, but yeah, you know, you want to try to like isolate your opponent's units, right? Yeah, this is going to be a little bit tricky now for Mazrym, but Phantom Crash seems to be distracted. He's not paying attention to this. So that's really convenient for Mazrym. And Refinery mode is going on, which tells me that Mazrym's kind of broken him in a sense, that he's going to, you know, back away now and just try to go eco off the back of this. That's exactly what Mazrym wanted. Probably wants to deploy smoke on this. No, actually, he's going to be fine. Of course he is. He's Sitar Sovan. He's always fine. Uh-oh, Railguns got taken out, though. Now, this is where things can get a little bit hairy now for Mazrym. ALMs are going to be really annoying here, but they're not going to stop the assault ships. Indeed, they will instead get killed. One thing Phantom Crash wants to do is split these guys up a little bit so that they can't get stunned by like the same ALM. Yeah, you see that? Just like that. And he is actually taking out ALMs. He's kind of like hunting them down, which is interesting. I think Sitar died, which is really sad, by the way. Anyhow, yeah, you know, the ALMs are pretty expensive. So that's not a bad target, but I think the better one has got to be the salvagers, right? And those guys are going to evacuate now. You can see they took their merry time doing it, but 2 ALMs did go down already. And I think that pop blocks Mazrym. He's going to have to remake those. Doesn't really have the money for it yet either, does he? So if at this point the salvagers went down, this would be really good. Oh, and they could... No! 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 You can't back it. No! Oh, dang. That would have been game-ending damage, I think. If he had come in there on the side and then taken out the salvagers here, while your opponent is pop blocked, that he has no income, oh my gosh, I think that would just be game, right? I think it would. Anyway, money is definitely there to make a siege cruiser, so that's definitely, I think, what Phantom Crash ought to do now. And there it is. It's good to see. And he is on, he's on 2 bases right now. He could very easily get up onto 3 there, just needs to make 2 more salvagers and he's done. Railgun fabrication coming in as well, so it's kind of interesting to see, but I think the idea is, yeah, I think the idea is sound. Ha, you thought I was going to say what the idea was, didn't you? The idea is to make railguns, obviously. Oh, but you know what, actually, I'm wrong, because he cancelled it. He's going for interceptor fabrication instead. It's a little curious to see him get that after getting missile ship fabrication, and queuing some up, too, wow. Because generally we think of this as anti-air for Khaaneph, don't we? Or Galzian in general, that is. These guys are in a really nice position. I like the way that they're just hiding behind the dune there. And these old ships will get away. Live to harass another day. Mag Accelerator just now coming out for Mazrym, and that makes sense. You generally want to get it. Not until you're wanting to attack with the railguns, and he does seem like he's in a position where he could move out with these guys now. He doesn't seem to be interested in doing anything with them. I just heard Salvager lost, really? It's 1 LAV, dude. Just kill him. That's pretty funny. I guess all he's got over there is missile ships. Pretty hard to kill a single LAV with missile ships, isn't it? Oh! He got him. Nearly killed this poor ghoul, but he did get him. Second support cruiser comes out now, and Mazrym is going to be on 3 bases. Behind his opponent, mind you, but he is going to be on them. Still playing very defensively, though, just back at home, trying to keep everything safe. And I think that's a losing fight, to be honest. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So PhantomCrash not going to be going for interceptors, he's going for bombers. And we so rarely see this, but they can be pretty nasty things. Yeah, okay, so this is something to note about Firebase Krill. You think that's a hill, but it's actually not. No one can explain it, it's just how it is. But yeah, don't hide behind that hill because you'll get shot. It's a little awkward, but amazingly all those shots managed to like dodge somehow, so he did not end up shooting his own guys. Barrage right there would be nasty. That's unfortunate. These LAVs have amazingly been unscathed as they run by. Only like those 2 who are on the side got killed. Now they're just ready to raid the eco. That's pretty good. And I think honestly this production cruiser might go down. Are there damage upgrades? No, there aren't. They're coming out now. But still, I think that might be enough to kill it. And see, these guys had to get evacuated off their base. I think that's perhaps an overreaction. Maybe there was a barrage that came down there. Yeah, that's a dead production cruiser, isn't it? I think it is. Good show, my sir. Good show. That's a really effective backstab then. And they really could have just been completely killed there by the missile ship if it had just, you know, fired a barrage backwards. Because they would have all been at like 2 health or something. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Barrage comes down on the eco. Oh, I love it. Wait, 1 barrage kills them entirely? Really? I didn't know that. I thought it took 2. I had sworn never to missile ship rush again, but maybe I'm gonna go back on that now. Barrage is really good as far as damage goes on the railguns there. Ooh, ouch. Yeah, it's tricky with this hill here, isn't it? But I think what Mazrym needs to do is just occupy the high ground, yeah? Which is obviously a pretty easy target to attack, but you can just move off after you've taken it and done the damage, you know, move the assault ships off. So if you can get up onto the high ground, then, you know, it doesn't matter your opponent can barrage, because by the time he does, he's already going to have to vacate this location and you've won that ground. So I think that's where he needs to be putting these railguns here. 2 bombers on the way. PhantomCrash not even interested in replacing his destroyed eco. He's just like, nah, screw it. I'll just go for it. Siege crews are going to do some good damage to the Soban carrier now. This is what you would expect. Now 2 AAVs going to try to hold off these assault ships, but they're not going to be able to do that, are they? They're assault ships after all. They do actually manage to take 1 for no losses, which I think is pretty cool. Oh, but you better smoke the eco. Oh, he doesn't have any smokes left. Ooh, this is a bunch of dead salvagers right here. If PhantomCrash wants them anyway. Looks like maybe he doesn't, which is kind of interesting. You know, siege cruisers are both anti-carrier units and they're not. It's kind of weird that way. But with no power, and it's a Saban carrier too. This is definitely, yeah, this is an anti-carrier unit right here. So that's a fight that you can't take. He's going to want to back away there. And dropping the ALM too is just, I think, an extra expense. It's not going to get you anything, is it? Just don't, you know, ignore the fact that that looks ridiculous. That is a direct fire barrage, trust me. Bomber picks off 1 railgun, second one comes in, same thing right here. And have they got the ammo upgrade? They do, they have the recharge upgrade too, wow. So this guy's going to be doing a lot of damage actually. Bonk. Gibson, the Slayer. Oh no, there's so many bombers. Yeah, bombers can be really oppressive units when you get enough of them. And there are 4 here. There's no anti-air to speak of. I'm so good at my job. There's little anti-air to speak of over on Mazrym's side of the base, side of the map, which means those bombers can do a lot of damage. Support cruiser anti-air probably needs to come out like now. But Mazrym may not feel like he's safe enough to get it because of the other things attacking him. But the siege cruisers are gonna fall back. Ugh. I would stay up there, man. Keep the pressure going in this case because obviously you've done a lot of damage to your opponent, right? You can launch all 5 of the bombers. You should be able to kill both of the support cruisers, even with the anti-air there. And maybe you lose like 2 bombers in the process. That doesn't really matter. Yep, here they come. And once that happens, then you're gonna want the siege cruisers there to capitalize on like the aftermath, right? Or you know what? If this Savon carrier keeps moving out here without getting prepared, I think you can honestly just send all 5 bombers against it and kill it. Then again, bombers do have reduced damage against carriers, so I guess it's hard to say. Support cruiser anti-air finishing in about 30 seconds. That's the window where PhantomCrash doesn't want to dock his army. There we go, where he wants to do his damage. I would still go after the support cruisers, but this might just work too. Yeah, you know what? This is gonna work actually, so I would do this. Let's watch it in full cinematic glory. Very gutsy to move the carrier out like that without much anti-air, like there was some, but when it's not even repaired too. And Mazrym is going to fall to PhantomCrash. I'd say that's an upset. I was not expecting that one. Wow. Well, looking at the leaderboard currently for round 4, I can tell you how these players stacked up. It looks like PhantomCrash has ended in 8th, and Mazrym has ended in 9th, yeah? Are there any more games to be played that would affect this? No, there aren't. Yeah, so there you go. PhantomCrash has done it. He's going to get into the lower bracket on his first tournament. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That was looking so good at the beginning for Mazrym. He stopped the Blaster shenaniganry completely fine, but I don't know, maybe he was slow to expand the eco? I'm not totally sure exactly what he did wrong. But maybe it'll be obvious, you know, as he watches the video. Oh my gosh, Khaaneph is so dirty. Have you ever noticed this? There's just like black dust everywhere. Like why are they so dirty? Why are they so dirty?